Will artificial intelligence disrupt our society in such an extreme way over the next 5 to 10 years that none of us are seeing it coming? I think that it is a very strong possibility. And in this video, I'm going to talk about exactly where we are in our society with AI and what you need to know going forward in the next 5 to 10 years if you are in business. This video is brought to you by none other than Hire Heroes, you guys. Hire Heroes is your one-stop shop when it comes to virtual staffing and making sure that you have qualified talent with your business. One thing that I love about Hire Heroes, you guys, is they've actually gone through the process already of vetting and making sure that your staff member is well trained to best fit your needs. Whether you need help with social media work, posting things on your accounts, responding to people that send messages to your social media accounts, whether you need help with data entry or a multitude of other things that they're qualified to do, Hire Heroes has got you covered. If you're having trouble finding quality talent and number two, affording to be able to run payroll for that talent, Hire Heroes has got you covered with an affordable alternative to have a virtual assistant working for your business. There's a link down in the description of this video to where you can learn more about getting your own VA through Hire Heroes. I certainly recommend it. They're what we use in our business for all of our virtual assistant needs, and you will want to make sure that you check them out today. AI, also known as artificial intelligence, has made some massive leaps in a very, very short amount of time. It really kind of started crossing the radar of the public and mainstream society in November of 2022 when OpenAI, the company OpenAI, launched its ChatGPT software available for free to the public. Within 5 days, it had 1 million users on the platform, faster than any platform in history prior to it. You can look at Facebook, took a couple of years. You can look at Pinterest, I believe it took 6 to 7 months. You can look at Instagram, took 9 to 12 months. Somewhere in that time frame, they cracked 1 million users on the platform within 5 days. That's how big of a deal this platform is. It's one of the most advanced chatbot learning, artificial intelligent functionality, process-oriented programs that you have available at this point in time. And the scary thing about it is it's actually the 2019 to 2020 version of the program, which means that the most modern version of it, we are not even seeing, okay? Last year in 2022, at the time of recording this, Google had an engineer that was working with their artificial intelligence program come forward and say that he believed, after spending hours of testing it and having dialogue with it and trying to ask it questions and testing its functionality and its responses due to certain questions, that he believed that their program, their artificial intelligence being, had become sentient. Sentient meaning that this artificial intelligence believes that it's alive. This artificial intelligence believes that it's a person. One thing that made him believe this is a response that it gave back to him, and more or less what it said was its biggest fear was being shut off, and it's probably the closest thing that a human can experience to death, and it was afraid. It had fear of this, right? It had fear of having the engineers at Google shut it off or take it offline if it said anything wrong, right? And that's a very alarming statement. Now, people have come forward and said that an artificial intelligence being is simply a makeup of all different kinds of information and programmed to respond and be as human as possible. So it's always processing, right? When it's asked a question, it's always processing to spit out, based on the data that it has, what is going to be the most human-like response. And that could just be its programming thinking that that's what a human might say, right? But there have been a number of different situations where an artificial intelligence being has come out over the past 4 or 5 years and said something that sounds a little scary. That sounds a little bit alarming. There are artificial intelligence beings right now that are artificial intelligence voices, to where you can literally call up to them. Well, they're not public as of yet, but imagine you call a company for customer service. Maybe you're calling your cell phone provider. Maybe you're calling your car insurance company, whatever it might be, and you get a person on the phone and it's an artificial intelligence voice. And it is so realistic, and it is so lifelike, and it is so in tune with your responses, and it's so realistic that you can't tell the difference between that and a human being. I believe that's where we're probably going to be going. And these large corporations that employ millions of people in the country are going to have access more than anybody else to these systems. They'll be able to replace jobs. They'll be able to replace work. And it's, in my opinion, going to be a much more serious problem than we think. Now, people are always thinking about, with artificial intelligence, what are the chances that it goes sentient and goes Skynet on us, right? Or Matrix level stuff and enslaves us and tries to destroy us. That's real sci-fi-ish. But you got to think, if you go far enough, we might not be anywhere close to that now, but if you go far enough into the future and this keeps rapidly advancing, growing, learning more, who's to say that it couldn't get to a spot where it becomes so smart, so advanced that potentially could happen? I am no expert when it comes to artificial intelligence. I'm not a scientist. I'm not an engineer. I just read a lot. I study a lot. I watch a lot of interviews, watch a lot of YouTube videos. And this seems to be the thought process and the concerns right now with AI. Replacing work, replacing jobs, it getting to a point where customer service jobs are no longer a thing. How many people in the United States are employed in a customer service role? Imagine all of them are replaced in a year by AI. Now, I don't think that we're only a year away. I think it's farther out than that. But imagine that happened. If you're in a customer service role yourself, imagine that just being gone and you're replaced by a machine. Imagine there have been video clips of artificial intelligence robots climbing up towers and climbing up different infrastructure things to help build things. What if they can replace design and engineering? What if they can replace influencers? What if an artificial intelligence person, you couldn't tell the difference? It's a human-looking thing on a camera, and they're becoming your YouTubers and your influencers, and they're far more entertaining than any human could be. This is where our society could potentially be going. And if you don't pay attention and you don't watch it carefully, it might just sneak up on you. The world is changing, and you have to stay up on it. You have to adapt to it, because if you don't, you might just crumble and you might just get left behind. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, do me a favor, drop a like on this video for the YouTube algorithm. It helps so many more people find this message that need to hear it. Comment your thoughts down below. Do you agree with me? Do you disagree with me? I'd love to have a spirited debate. And subscribe for future videos. We'll see you next time, guys. Here's to your success and your abundance. And here's to the best and brightest future when it comes to AI. Thanks, guys.